So, andito na tayo sa quotient rule of differentiation. Ayan. Oops. Wait. Dapat andito yun. Suot ko na lang. Quotient rule of differentiation. Okay? So, sulat ko lang muna to for a moment. There we go. So, if you're going to recall earlier, we discussed about sum and difference rule of differentiation at saka si product rule. So, si sum and difference rule of differentiation happens if and only if the given functions are separated by the addition or subtraction operation. Sa product rule of differentiation, it happens even only if the given functions are stick together. Kasi if two functions are stick together, big sabihin nun, imumultiply mo silang dalawa. Ngayon, sa quotient rule, you're going to have given functions and you are going to divide one of them. Okay, one of them will be act as a dividend and one of them will act as a divisor. Okay? So kunwari, meron tayong f of x and g of x as usual. So syempre, again, pag quotient, di ba, i-divide. Alright? So, ito, we need to be specific. Okay? So, si f of x, siya yung magiging numerator. Okay? Kumbaga siya yung magiging dividend. Okay? Then, si g of x, siya yung magiging denominator or the divisor. Siya magdi-divide kay numerator, kumbaga. So, kung ganun, this would be f of x. Ay, teka lang, ayusin ko lang yung sulat ko. F of x all over g of x. Ayan. So, kunwari lang ha, si g of x ay sa denominator. Si f of x ay siya sa numerator. So what would be the derivative of the quotient between the f of x and g of x? So ano kaya magiging derivative nito? So ito yung magiging formula niya. Okay? So ito, the formula will be g of x times the derivative of f of x minus f of x times the derivative of g of x. Okay, there we go. All over the square of g of x. Yan yung formula niya. Okay? This is what you call as the quotient rule. Okay? And again, medyo mahirap siyang intindihin, di ba? So, ito yung original na, syempre, ito yung itsura talaga ng, ng quotient rule formula. Okay? Of course. Pero, let's try to be creative. Okay? Let's try to be, kumbaga, it's easy for us to memorize and familiarize at the same time. Okay? So, again, we need to be specific. Si f of x ay si numerator, si g of x ay si denominator. So, kung naalala niyo yung product rule, di ba, we have u, v, tapos du at saka si dv. Naalala niyo yun, yung formula na yun. Yan ang gagawin natin dito. Okay? Pero, meron tayong specific rule. Kasi sa product rule, you can pick which one would be your u, which one would be your v. Okay? Dito, you're going to pick which of the letter will be the numerator and the other will be the denominator. Okay? So since kasi si f of x, siya yung numerator, then let's rename f of x as u. Okay? Tapos, yung derivative niya, which is the derivative of f of x, that would be du. Okay? As usual. Then, we have g of x, siya yung denominator, so I will rename it as v. And yung derivative, sorry, naputol ako na. Derivative na g of x, that would be dv. So, anong magiging itsura nun? Okay? So, ang itsura nun, this would be the derivative of u all over v. So, ito, specific na tayo rito, guys. Okay? So sa product rule, you can pick which one would be your U, which one would be your V. Pero sa quotient rule, pipiliin mo kung sino dyan si numerator at saka sino dyan si denominator. So, itong sa numerator, siya si U. Tapos si denominator, siya si V. Therefore, yung denominator, siya lang si V. At saka yung numerator, siya lang si U. Wala nang iba pa. You cannot pick U as the denominator because you select U as your numerator. You cannot pick V as the numerator since pinili mo siya as a denominator. Okay? So ano maging tsura nito? This would be V du minus U dV all over V squared. O di ba mas maikli pa. Okay? Pero what if, yun nga, baliktarin natin, like, okay, yung U natin, siya yung nasa numerator. Tapos si g of x, siya si denominator. Eh what if baliktarin natin? Let's try to switch the positions of U and V. Okay? So ito magiging tsura niya. Okay? Of course, ganito siya. Okay? The derivative of V all over U. Okay? So kung ganito yung tsura niya, ito ang magiging formula niya. U dV minus V du all over U squared. You see the difference? Kaya nga dito pa lang, if you like to use the letters, pick two letters and pick which one will be the numerator and which one will be your denominator. So of course, pinili ko two letters. Si letter U at saka si letter V. Si letter U, siya yung nasa numerator. So dito siya. Tapos, si V, siya sa denominator. So if your U is the numerator and your V is denominator, then you are going to use this formula. However, if otherwise, si V ay nasa numerator, tapos si U ay nasa denominator, then ito magiging formula niya. So, ang confusing. So, meaning you're going to pick which one would you pick. Pero, para hindi tayo magkalito-lito, there's one specific format pala. There's one specific format that I highly recommend because it is not only creative, but it is easy to memorize and familiarize. Okay? So, ganito na lang para hindi tayo magkalito dito. Okay? By the way, you can pick which one would you like. Would you prefer the original formula? Or ito, yung si U nasa numerator, si V nasa denominator? Or vice versa? Gusto nyo, pwede ito? Wala namang problema. But there is one thing that I highly recommend. So, si numerator, siya na lang si top. Okay? Top. Tapos ano, si, tawag nito? Si denominator, lagay ko na lang bot. In short for bottom. Okay? So, kunin natin yung derivative nito. Okay? Remember, okay, ba't ko sinulat si top? Kasi siya yung nasa numerator. Sa denominator, siya yung nasa baba. Therefore, nilabel ko siya as bottom. So, ganito maging formula niya. Okay? Bot times d top or derivative ng top minus top times the derivative ng bottom all over the square ng bottom. So, ibig sabihin nun, ang formula ng derivative ng quotient rule ay bottom times the derivative of the top minus top times the derivative of the bottom all over the square of the bottom. So, ibig sabihin nun, numerator times the the denominator, basic bot, times the derivative of the numerator minus the numerator times the derivative of the denominator all over the square of the denominator. So which one would you prefer? For me, ito na lang. Okay? Kaysa pa naman gagamit kayo ng UV or itong original formula na mahaba. So for me, I would rather use this because this one is easy. Siyempre, common sense, pag sinabi mong si top, that means yung sa numerator. Yung bottom, which means yung ano, nasa denominator. Okay, isulat ko rito. Top means numerator. Okay? Nasa taas, basically. Common sense. Then, which is in short for bottom, means yung denominator niya. Okay? So, let's have some examples. Okay? So, let's just say we have this one. The derivative of x minus 1 all over x. Okay. By the way, nasa basics pa lang tayo. Meaning, nasa algebraic functions pa lang tayo. Okay? So, syempre, ito, if you're going to use sum and difference rule of differentiation, anong gagawin mo? Di ba, i-expand mo siya, tapos i-differentiate mo yung mga terms isa't isa. After mo sila i-expand, right? For this one, we will use quotient rule naman. So, ito si top, di ba? So, your top is x minus 1. Tapos si or yung bottom, siya si x. Ngayon, kunin natin yung derivative ng top. So, what is the derivative of x minus 1? Ang derivative ng x ay 1. Ang derivative ng negative 1 ay 0. Therefore, your d top or derivative ng top ay 1. So, wait lang. Dito. Next, let's get the derivative of the bottom. D bot. Okay? So, ang derivative ng x ay si 1. That's it. Okay? So, now let's substitute the formula. So, bottom times the derivative of top or bot times d top minus top times d bot all over the square of bottom. Okay? Ayan. That would be far better. Bot d top minus top d bot all over the square of bot. It sounds weird, but please believe me, this one is far easier. Or better yet, isulat nyo na lang kaysa naman ibanggit mo. Diba? So, bot, this would be x times derivative ng top, which is si 1, minus top, which is x minus 1, kailangan, x minus 1, times derivative ng bot, which is si 1. All over square ng bot, which is square ng x. Now, let's simplify. X times 1 is x. Tapos ito, 1 times x minus 1, ano pa rin siya? X minus 1 pa rin siya. Okay, it's still the same. All over the square ng x, which is x squared. Now, ito, since naka-parenthesis itong si x minus 1, tapos meron siyang negative sign, we will distribute the negative sign to this expression. So, magiging x minus x plus 1 all over, there you go, x squared. Okay? So, in here, lang ha. So, in here, x minus x, makakancel to kasi magiging 0 yan. So, we will have 1 all over x squared. Okay? And that is now your final answer. Or, kung gusto nyo ng variable na kataas, kumbaga ayaw mo yung variable na sa baba, pwede rin. Pero babaguhin mo lang yung sign ng exponent niya, which is I already discussed that in a previous video. So therefore, if I would like to put x on the top, I will have x raised to negative 2. So tama tong dalawa. So which one would you prefer? Yung nasa taas o yung nasa baba lang siya? Okay? So tama tong dalawa. Mamili lang kayo. Okay? So let's have more examples. Suppose we have the derivative of 1 all over x squared. Napakadali nito, guys. Di ba gagamit ka ng power rule of differentiation? This one is easy. Pero pwede ba ito gamitin ng quotient rule kung gusto nyong, you know, itry itong rule na to? The answer is yes. Basta kapag may fraction, you're going to use quotient rule. Okay? Basta kapag may fraction, ha? So this one, yeah, possible to. Okay? So, let's try to label. Si top, siya si 1, di ba? Si bot o si bottom, siya si x squared. Ngayon, kunin mo yung derivative ng top. Teka lang, sorry ah. Kunin mo yung derivative ng top or d top. So, ang derivative ng 1 ay 0 kasi constant term lang siya. Ngayon, kunin mo yung derivative ng bottom or t-bot, kumbaga. So, we will use product rule of differentiation. So, this would be 2x raised to 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. So, magiging x lang siya. So, let's substitute the formula. I mean, ilagay mo muna yung formula bago mo substitute. Bot d top minus top d bot. It sounds weird, but please, this one is far better than lettering. All over the square of the bottom. So si bottom, siya si x squared times the derivative ng top, which is 0, minus top, which is si 1, times the derivative ng bottom, which is si 2x. All over the square ng bottom, which is the square ng x squared. So now let's simplify. X squared times 0, this would be cancelled kasi magiging 0 na to. So we have 0. Then in here, eto, kapag meron ka ng... Ay, wait lang, sorry. wait lang. Okay, let's go. So we have 1 times 2x. So magiging minus 2x lang siya. All over, eto, square ng x squared, this would be x raised to 4. Okay? This is one of the laws of exponent ha. Kapag kunwari, we have x raised to n, tapos may parenthesis, tapos may exponent dito. It means you're going to multiply the exponent inside and the outside of the parenthesis. So magiging x raised to n times n. Therefore, sa denominator, di ba meron tayong x squared raised to 2. So magiging x raised to 2 times 2. Hence, you have x raised to 4. Now, let's simplify further. We will have negative 2x all over x raised to 4. Okay, kasi 0 minus 2x ay negative 2x lang siya. Now, we're not done yet kasi isi-simplify natin to. Okay, this one, ang mangyari dito, kapag meron kang variable sa taas at meron kang variable sa baba, ang mangyari dyan, you are going to what? Subtract their exponents. Remember yung one of the laws of exponent, kapag kunwari we have x raised to n all over x raised to m, this would be x raised to n minus m. Okay? So therefore, we have negative 2 times x raised to yung exponent sa numerator mo na x, which is c1, minus yung exponent ng x sa baba, which is the denominator, which is 4. So, negative 2x raised to 1 minus 4, negative 3. So, therefore, yan yung sagot mo. Or, kung ayaw mo ng negative na exponent, we can just simply bring it down para mapalitan natin yung sign. So, magiging 2 all over x cubed. Okay? So, which of these two would you like to choose? It's up to you. Okay? So, pares naman silang tama. Now, let's try something bit of a challenge. Okay? Something na matcha-challenge tayo rito. Okay? Kumbaga, we encountered two examples na madali. Now, let's try a little bit challenging. So, what if meron tayong ganito? The derivative of 3 all over 5x plus 4. Ayusin ko lang si 3. So, yeah. We will use, tawag nito, basta rin, quotient rule pa rin. Kasi basta naka-fraction, you can use quotient rule. Okay? So, yung top mo, which is C3, sa bottom, which is C, 5x plus 4. So, kunin natin yung derivative ng top. So, derivative ng 3 is 0. Next, kunin natin yung derivative ng bottom. Okay? Anong derivative ng 5x? This is 5. Plus derivative ng 4? 0. Kasi constant term lang siya. Hence, we have d bot as 5. Now, let's substitute the formula. So, we have bot times d top minus top times d bot all over the square of bot. Okay? So, bottom, okay, this would be 5x plus 4 times si derivative ng top, which is c, 0, minus si top, which is c3, okay, times d bot, which is c, 5. Okay? There you go. Alright, tama ba ako? Okay, that's good. All over the square of the bottom, which is square ng 5x plus 4. Okay? So now, let's simplify. 5x plus 4 times 0, makakancel to. Kasi anything that you're going to multiply by 0 is 0. So magiging 0 na to. Okay? Minus 3 times 5, 15. All over, ito, in here, the square of 5x plus 4, magiging the square of 5x plus 4 na lang siya. Like, ganyan na lang siya. Unless gusto mo siyang i-expand, there's no problem for me. But for me, I think that's better if it's simplified. Kumbaga, wag mo na siyang i-expand. Ganyan na lang siya. So, let's go. 0 minus 15, negative 15. All over the square of 5x plus 4 raised to 2. So, this is also your correct answer. This is now your final answer. Negative 15 all over the square of 5x plus 4. O, diba? It's easy. Okay? Or, kung ayaw mo na merong denominator, gusto mong itaas si binomial, pwede rin. Pero, again, iibahin mo lang yung sign ng exponent. So, magiging 15 times quantity, 5x plus 4 raised to negative 2. Ayan. So, it's up to you which one would you prefer. Now, let's proceed to the another example naman tayo. Kapag meron tayong ganito, the derivative of x squared minus 4 all over 0. Do you think, do you think we can use quotient rule to find the answer for this one? The answer is no. Okay. Bakit? Invalid ang maging sagot mo rito. Or, to be specific, maging undefined. Bakit? Why would be the result is undefined? Why? Because yung denominator mo ay 0. Okay. 0 yung denominator mo. Okay. Your bottom is 0. Okay. Kasi ito, if you're going to rewrite it this way, okay, this would be quantity x squared minus 4 divided by 0. Remember, anything divided by 0 will result to undefined. So, 1 divided by 0, 2 divided by 0, wala. Undefined yung sagot mo. Therefore, sa fraction, make sure yung denominator mo ay hindi 0. Because if there would be, then ang sagot mo ay invalid. Because it will result to undefined answer or results. Okay? Because you cannot divide anything by 0. Okay? Okay lang sana kung ito okay lang to, ito isulat ko Okay lang sana kung yung numerator mo ay 0, tapos sa baba si x squared minus 4. Pwede to. Pwede. Okay, we can find the answer for this one. Okay, we can. Because the 0 is in the numerator. Okay? If it's in the denominator, however, undefined will be the result for that case. Therefore, 0 is not allowed sa denominator. Kasi maging undefined. Unless nasa numerator siya, pwede. No problem. Okay? So yeah, yun lang naman guys. So now let's proceed to the other example. So let's just say we have this one. The derivative of x minus 2 all over x plus 3. So in here, we will use quotient rule pa rin. Okay? So we have top, which is c x minus 2. Then your bottom, which is c x plus 3. Okay? Kunin natin yung derivative ng top mismo. So this would be derivative ng x, 1, minus derivative ng 2, 0. So 1 minus 0 is 1. Next, kunin natin yung derivative ng bottom or the bottom. So anong derivative ng x? 1 plus derivative ng 3, 0. So 1 plus 0 is 1. So now let's substitute the formula. Bot d top minus top d bot all over the square of bot or bot squared. So bottom or bot is x plus 3 times d top or derivative ng top which is c1 minus top which is x minus 2 times the derivative of bottom which is c1. Okay? All over the square of the bottom which is the square ng x plus 3. Okay, now let's simplify. Kung i-distribute nyo itong si 1 dito sa given na binomial or expression na to, this would be x plus 3. The same thing on the right side, if you're going to distribute 1 to the x minus 2, it still be x minus 2. Okay? And that's it. Ayan. Now let's simplify. Ngayon, i-distribute natin tong si negative sign dito sa expression na to. So we have x plus 3 minus x plus 2 all over the square of x plus 3. So let's combine similar terms. X minus x makakancel to kasi x minus x will have 0. Next, let's combine the constant terms. 3 and 2. So 3 plus 2 is 5. So that's it. So in here, 0 plus 5, we have 5. All over the square of x plus 3. Finish. That is now your final answer. Or, kung gusto mo ilagay itong kung gusto mong ilagay itong si polynomial sa taas, katabi ng 5, pwede rin. Basta bagoy mo lang yung sign ng exponent niya. So this would be quantity x plus 3 raised to negative. See? That's it. Yun lang naman, guys. Alright? Sorry. Now let's go to the next example. Suppose we have the derivative of x squared minus 6x plus 9 all over x minus 3. Okay. So we have two methods here or two ways, kumbaga. First way is kung pwede mo siyang i-factor or i-simplify mo siya, tapos i-differentiate mo. Or, since kasi ito, naka-fraction to, edi quotient rule mo na siya diretso. So sa first way, if you're going to do the first way, you're going to simplify it, then you differentiate. So, in here, we can simplify this one. Remember, if you're going to take a look at this one carefully, itong si x squared minus 6x plus 9, ang factored form nito ay quantity x minus 3 times quantity x minus 3. That is the factored form of x squared minus 6x plus 9. Okay? I mean, yeah, correct. Tama ako. So this would be the derivative of x minus 3 times x minus 3 all over x minus 3. Okay? And since we have x minus 3 on the top and x minus 3 on the bottom, we can just cancel them. So, ika-cancel natin si x minus 3 sa taas at saka sa baba. Hence, we have the simplified given, which is the derivative of x minus 3. So what is the derivative of x minus 3? So in here, you're going to apply sum and difference rule of differentiation. So this would be the derivative of x minus the derivative of 3. So what is the derivative of x? So we have 1 minus derivative ng 3, 0. So 1 minus 0 is 1. So that's the first way. It's easy. But what if you wanted to use quotient rule? Sure, why not? There's no problem. Okay. So let me erase this one. Let's prove that they have the same answer. So in here, the answer here is 1, obviously. Okay. So now let's try quotient rule naman tayo. So si top, we have x squared minus 6x plus 9. Tapos sa bottom, we have x minus 3. So in here, the top or derivative ng top, the derivative of x squared, that would be 2x raised to 2 minus 1. So 2 minus 1 is 1. So we're just going to leave it as x. Next, derivative ng negative 6x, this would be negative 6. Then now, derivative ng 9, that would be just 0 because 9 is just a constant. Hence, the top is 2x minus 6. Okay? Or, pwede pa tong i-simplify. Si 2x at saka si negative 6, both of them are divisible by 2. At yan yung greatest common factor nilang dalawa, si 2. So we can factor out 2 in this expression. So we will have 2 times quantity x minus 3. That's it. Okay? Now, let's proceed to the dbot or the derivative of the bottom. Anong derivative ng x? That would be 1. The next derivative ng negative 3, that would be just 0. So 1 minus 0 is 1. Now let's, what do you call this one? Substitute it in the formula. So ang formula rito ay bot d top minus top d bot all over the square of the bottom. Now let's substitute. See, bottom we have x minus 3 times the derivative of the top, which is, which is 2 times quantity x minus 3. Ayan. Minus si top, which is x squared minus 6x plus 9 times the derivative of the bottom, which is si mali pala ako. Derivative ng bottom, ba't nilagay ko bottom? Derivative ng bottom ay si 1. All over the square ng bottom, which is x minus 3. Okay. Ngayon wala akong space, so I'm just gonna proceed here. Okay, but before that, I'm going to copy this one. Okay, ilagay ko siya dito. Ayan, there you go. So let's now simplify. So ito, kapag meron kang dalawang binomial and then magkapare-parehas sila, like they're exactly the same, then all you need to do is just, is that you're just going to add their exponents. Naalala nyo tong laws of exponent. Kunwari, x raised to n times x raised to n. This would be equal to x raised to n plus m. Diba? So let me give you some examples. Meron tayong x squared times x raised to 3. So ano mangyari? This would be x raised to 2 plus 3. So isa pa. Let's just say we have x cubed times 2x raised to 4. So this would be 2 times x raised to 3 plus 4. Itong si constant, nilagay lang sa harap. Tapos kinumbine lang itong dalawang x. Okay? So the same thing kapag meron kang makitang dalawang magkaparehas na binomial or polynomial. So ito, kunwari, we have x minus 1 times x minus 1. They're both the same. So what we're going to do, we will add their exponent. Ang exponent nito ay 1 and ganun din dito, 1 din siya. So we have quantity x minus 1 raised to 1 plus 1. So magiging x minus 1 squared. Therefore, x minus 3 times x minus 3 magiging x minus 3 raised to 1 plus 1. So this would be 2. Okay? Then next, ito, i-distribute mo si 1 dito sa trinomial na to, we will have x squared minus 6x plus 9 pa rin siya. All over the square ng bottom, which is x minus 3. In here, pwede ko itong i-simplify. Ito, nasabi ko na to kung factor nito or factor form nito, di ba? Ang factored form nito ay, ano, di ba? Ano ba ito yung kanina? Nasulat ko na eh. Ang factor form ng x squared minus 6x plus 9 ay x minus 3 times x minus 3. Di ba? And again, since magkaparehas sila ng dalawang polynomial, so i-add natin yung exponent nila at i-copy na lang natin yung base nila. So we have x minus 3 raised to 1 plus 1. So therefore, we have x minus 3 raised to 2. So this means we can rewrite we can rewrite this expanded form into the simplified factored form nito. So therefore, we have x times, therefore we have the square of x minus 2. Ayan, that's it. Ngayon, we can simplify. Sa numerator, if you're going to observe, the first term has the square of x minus 3. And the second term, meron din siyang the square of x minus 3. So therefore, the first two terms are both divisible by the square of x minus 3. At yan yung greatest common factor nila, which is the square of x minus 3. Kumbaga, yun yung common factor meron dyan. So, i-factor out natin siya. So, we will have the square of x minus 3 times quantity 2 minus 1 all over the square of x minus 3. And as you can see, meron tayong square of x minus 3 on the top and on the bottom. So we can cancel this out. So ano mangyayari? We have 2 minus 1. So 2 minus 1 is 1. That's it. And now, we proved it with quotient rule of differentiation na ang sagot dito sa derivative ng x squared minus 6x plus 1 all over x minus 3 is 1. O, diba? That's it. Okay? So now, let me give you one last example. Ngayon, we have a given two trinomials, isa sa numerator at isa sa denominator. So we have x squared minus 5x plus 6 all over x squared minus 4x plus 4. Now, there are two ways. Una, i-simplify mo bago mo siya i-differentiate. And the other, just manually differentiate it, even if hindi mo na siya kailangan i-simplify. Dito, kitang-kita ko palang simplified na to. Mali pala ako ng wording. Dito, kitang-kita ko palang na pwede mo na pala siyang i-simplify. Okay? Why? Kasi sa first trinomial, which is sa taas, factorable siya. And ganun din sa denominator. Factorable din yun. Okay? It is factorable on the top and on the bottom. Okay? So, dito kasi, x squared minus 5x plus 6. Ang factored form nito ay quantity x minus 3 times quantity x minus 2. Sa baba, which is si x squared minus 4x plus 4, ang factored form nito ay quantity x minus 2 times quantity x minus 2. And since both of them are the same, so we can just add their exponents na lang at ipag-combine na lang natin yung base nila. So we have quantity x minus 2 raised to 1 plus 1, which is squared or 2, kumbaga. Yan. So, yun. So, I can simply rewrite this as the derivative of, mali. Mali ako ng bracket. The derivative of quantity x minus 3 times quantity x minus 2 all over the square of x minus 2. Okay? Yan. Now, let's simplify. Dito, as you can see, we have x minus 2 sa taas at saka sa baba. So, we can simplify it pa. Okay? Naalala niyo yung laws of exponent na naka-fraction? If we have x raised to n all over x raised to m, therefore, you have x raised to n minus m. Diba? So, kunwari, meron tayong x raised to 3 all over x raised to 5. So, magiging x raised to 3 minus 5. So, ganun din kapag merong polynomial na ganun. So, kunwari, meron tayong 3x plus 1, okay, all over 3x plus 1 raised to 3. So, we have 3x plus 1 raised to yung exponent ng numerator which is si 1, 1 minus exponent sa baba which is si 3, yan, minus 3. Okay? So, therefore, we have 3x plus 1 raised to negative 2. Then, pwede mo siyang, tawag ito, gawing fraction or kumbaga i-reciprocate mo siya kapag ayaw mo ng negative na, na exponent. So, we will have 1 all over 3x plus 1 raised to 2. So, ganun lang dito. So, let's take it slow, okay? So, we have the derivative of quantity x minus 3 times x minus 2 all over the square of x minus 2. So, ito, ang mangyayari dyan, so we will have the derivative of quantity x minus 3 times quantity x minus 2 raised to 1 minus 2. Okay? Kasi yung exponent ng binomial sa taas ay 1. Okay? 1. So yun, 1 minus 2 is negative 1. So therefore, we have x minus 3 times x minus 2 raised to negative 1. Okay? And again, pwede ko itong gawing i-reciprocate ko siya kasi meron siyang negative na exponent. So, wala na akong space. Actually, ilagay ko na lang siya dito. Wait lang ha. Let me just, wait. Ayan. Copy, paste ko siya dito. Ayan, dito na lang. There you go. So, in here, we will have the derivative of x minus 3, quantity x minus 3 times 1 all over x minus 2. So, multiply mo silang dalawa would be solved. X minus 3 all over x minus 2. O, di ba? That's it. Simplify, differentiate. Okay? So now, si top, siya si x minus 3. Si bottom, siya si x minus 2. Kunin natin yung derivative ng top. So, derivative ng top. So, derivative ng x ay 1 minus derivative ng 3 ay 0. So, therefore, we have 1 as your d top. Now, let's find your d bot or derivative ng bottom. So, anong derivative ng x? 1 minus derivative ng 2, 0. So, 1 minus 0 is 1. So, that's it. Now, let's plug it into the formula. So, ilagay ko na lang siya dito. Okay, I mean, ilagay tuloy. Mag-solve ako dito sa space para hindi sayang. So, this would be bot d top minus top d bot all over the square of the bottom. So, si bot, which is si x minus 2. Derivative ng top or d top, that would be 1. minus top, which is x minus 3, times dbot, or derivative ng bottom, which is c1. Ayan. All over the square ng bottom, which is x minus 2 squared, or the square of x minus 2. Now, let's simplify. So, kung i-distribute mo si 1 dito sa expression na to, it will be the same, x minus 2 pa rin. The same thing here on the right side, distribute 1 to this expression, magiging x minus 3 pa rin siya. No changes. Okay? Now, let's simplify pa. Since kasi naka-parenthesis to, at saka may minus sign, so i-distribute natin si negative sign dito sa expression na to naka-parenthesis. So we have negative x plus 3. Ayan. All over the square of x minus 2. Now, let's simplify. X minus x, okay, ang gagawin natin dito is we're going to combine similar terms. Okay? So, x minus x, this would be cancelled, magiging 0. Then next, let's combine the constant terms. Negative 2 plus 3, we have positive 1 or plus 1. All over the square of x minus 2. So, 0 plus 1 is 1. Therefore, ito na yung final sagot mo. 1 all over the square of x minus 2. Or, kung gusto mong itaas yung nakasquare na polynomial, kumbaga ayaw mo na sa denominator siya, sure. So, magiging 1 times quantity x minus 2 raised to negative 2. So, i-multiply mo si 1 dito sa, sa polynomial na to, it would be still the same. So, magiging x minus 2 raised to negative 2. So, either of the two, which is ito na sa baba, or yung itong naka-fraction, are all correct. So, that's it. It's actually easy. Alright? It's actually easy. Now, wait lang, ibura ko lang to for a moment. Okay? Ay, hindi, wag na lang. Now, here's the thing. Okay? What if meron tayong given na, syempre, naka-fraction siya, we're going to apply quotient rule, pero, merong exponent na polynomial. Kunwari, eto, we have, wait lang, sorry. Sa taas, meron tayong x minus 1 all over the square of x plus 1. So, paano to? So, remember yung tinuro ko sa inyo na kapag may mga polynomials, okay, to be specific, binomial and trinomial, tapos yung exponent nila ay 2, pwede mo naman siyang i-expand. Okay? Expand this one, then differentiate. Tapos na. Okay? Finish. No more problem. Pero what if it's more than 2? Okay? So, kunwari, binomial to, which is x plus 1. Tapos, ang exponent niya, imbes na si 2, ang nangyari, si 3. Pwede rin, kasi I already told you, yung algebraic technique ng cube binomial. Pwede rin. Okay? Expand mo, tapos i-differentiate. Pero what if more than 3 na? Kapag more than 3 na, yun, gagamit ka ng isang rule doon, which is advanced na, sa advanced na topic na yun, okay? Which is to be discussed soon. What if meron tayong, exponent na naka-fraction? Kunwari, 3/2. Yun, ganun din. There's like a specific rule for that. Nasa advanced topic pa rin yun. Okay? Which is tinatawag natin na chain rule of differentiation. Okay? Sa susunod pa naman yun. Like, next time pa. Sa susunod pa. Okay? So, what if kapag trinomial? Well, trinomial can be expanded kapag meron siyang exponent na 2. Pero, kapag more than 2 na, o kaya naka-fraction, iba na yun. So, chain rule ang gagamitin nyo roon. Okay? Pero of course, tingnan mo kung pwede mo pa siyang i-simplify yung naka-fraction. Kunwari, let me give you an example guys ha. So, kunwari ito. Okay? The derivative of, kunwari, meron tayong x minus 4 raised to sabi nating raised to 4 all over, ito, we have, tawag nito, the square of x squared minus 4x plus 4. Okay. Ay, hindi pala square. Kumbaga, cube of the square of x squared minus 4 plus 4. Okay. What if ganito? Tignan mo muna kung pwede mo siyang isimplify. Tignan mo muna. Okay? So, ito. Okay? So, kung i-solve ko to, ito mangyayari dyan. Di ba, you have ito, ano yun? The fourth power of x minus 4. So, nakasimplify na to. Ito, itong si x squared minus 4x plus 4, ano to? This is basically, ang simplified niya to ay, ano? This is x minus 2 squared. Okay? Raised to 2, tapos meron pang 3. Okay? So, kung makikita nyo to, meron kayong tatlong exponent na sa labas-labas kada layer. So, ibig sabihin nun, imumultiply nyo tong tatlo. So, 2 times 2, 4 times 3, 6. So, mangyari dyan, we have the derivative of quantity x minus 4 raised to 4 all over x minus 2 raised to 6. Okay? And here's the thing. Okay? Dito, is this simplified? Yes. Pero, kaya ba itong i-apply ng quotient rule? The answer is yes. Pero, yung exponent nila, ang lalaki. So yan, syempre, hindi kaya ng quotient rule na. Gagamit ka ng chain rule of differentiation. Okay? Pero, what if meron namang nakasimplify? Okay? Kumbaga, merong mga cancellation katulad yung ginawa natin in this recent problem. So, for example, kunwari, kunin natin yung derivative nito. Ito x minus 2 raised to 4 all over, let's just say, tang nito, cube ng x squared minus 4x plus 4. Okay? So, una, wait lang, i-copy ko lang yung numerator. Ayan. Una, sa baba, remember, yung factor form ng x squared minus 4x, kung naalala nyo, ito ay quantity x minus 2 raised to 2, di ba? So, we have the cube of the square of x minus 2. O, di ba? Ayan. Now, as you can see, meron tayong exponent sa loob, which is 2, at exponent sa labas na 3. So, remember, laws of exponent, exponent ng sa loob at sa labas, i-multiply mo. Okay, you're going to multiply them. Okay? So, this would be, ano na to? 2 times 3, this would be 6. So, we have x minus 2 raised to 6. And as you can see, we have the same base or the same polynomial on the numerator and on the denominator. So, pwede pa itong i-simplify. Okay, we can still simplify that. So, this would be the derivative of x minus 2 raised to 4 minus 6. So, 4 minus 6 is negative 2. Okay? So, ganito maging itsura niya. Or, kung gusto mo, i-reciprocate mo siya, this would be the derivative of 1 all over the square of x minus 2. Ang tanong, pwede ba ito gamitin ng quotient rule? The answer is yes. Ito, pwede ba itong i-expand? Yes. Kasi kapag naka-squared, kaya pa itong i-expand. Okay? So, therefore, you can use quotient rule dito. O, diba? So, yung mga polynomial na may malalaking exponent, like greater than 3, especially kapag yung trinomial meron siyang exponent na naka-3 o kaya naka-fraction, sa susunod pa yon. Pero yung mga ganito-ganito, basic lang yan. It's easy. All you need is practice. Okay? So, eto, try nyo tong kunin yung derivative nito. Okay? Hint, i-expand nyo to, yung denominator, para di ko mahirapan. Tapos, apply nyo ng quotient rule of differentiation. Okay? And the same thing here, okay, kung ayaw nyo lang simplify, gusto nyo, parang go to the point na yung pagkakuha nyo ng derivative, sure, why not? There's no problem in that. Okay? So anyways, yun lang naman ang may tuturo ko sa inyo. And congrats, we are now done sa algebraic functions. Now, we can now proceed to the next function na i-discuss natin, which is trigonometric function. So see you soon, guys.